So it's been a couple weeks since I posted on YouTube, so I thought I'd do one this week. But I was also thinking a lot of people have heard about Karl Marx, but very few have heard of his younger sister, Anya. She was an Olympic runner. She was so revered that they actually mention her before every race. And it's pretty crazy, yeah. Think about it. So it's a nice chilly morning here. It's about -3 Celsius right now, so definitely got cold last night. No snow yet though. I'm hauling some canola the next couple days, get some of that in while the roads are still clear. There was snow in southern Alberta, about a foot or more, so that's good for them. They need moisture though, so yeah, I'm getting this couple bins emptied out hopefully in the next couple days, and then move on to some wheat, get that hauled in. So with all the fall work kind of wound up now that it's really cold, and you can see the trees have all turned and the leaves are starting to fall pretty good here. So yeah, it's pretty cold here in central Alberta, and it looks like we might be stuck with that for a few days. So I stored this canola in a 4,000 bushel hopper bin, and I had a couple of bins of the extra that didn't go into the aeration bins. That's why I want to get the stuff moved right away, because canola has a little issue with heating, so I wanted to make sure I got it moved right away to make sure it was still good. There's a lineup, so I'll be waiting for them to get done, and then I can go next. But I got the tarps off and get ready to get probed. It's a few vehicles to wait, or a few trucks, but that's the way it goes. So yeah, oh yeah, and there's another guy coming in behind me. Could be a bit of a lineup. Just one lonely car waiting to be loaded. That isn't going to hold very much. So I'm just waiting for the guy ahead of me to get done probing. They probe all 4 compartments on a Super B, so they take some product from each one depending on what he's hauling, wheat or canola or peas or whatever. And then they take a general sample, and then they can test it before we dump, so that way we know what we're selling them and what they know what they're getting, and there's no surprises like in the past when they used to belly sample as the load got unloaded. The next one to unload finally got up to the front of the line, just waiting for this guy to get done dumping next, and then it'll be my turn. On to the next load. Now I'm pulling out of flat bottom bin. These are my aeration bins that I have canola in, so I got the hoppers emptied out, so these are the last guys I have to worry about. I'm loading up the second compartment already on this guy, and it'll be off to the elevator again. canola sample looks not too bad. A little bit of pods in there, but they're all thrashed out pods, so not too bad. This is about normal, about that 2 to 3% dockage kind of thing. It doesn't weigh a lot, so just waiting for that second compartment to fill up, and then I move to the next one. So I made it back to the elevator, and they got a bunch more cars. So this looks a little bit more promising than the single car. They got a whole train this time, so I would guess about 100 of them. And they're loading right now. They actually load really fast. This is one of those ones where they don't unhook the actual engine off of the train. They just pull in and start loading right away, and they have a big loop here that the train loops around on and comes right off the track. So it's pretty cool. So I thought I'd go through and do a little video on each one of the crops that I planted this year. So this is one on wheat. So it's kind of a few of the steps that I go through when I'm planting hard red spring wheat. It's another Wheat Wednesday here in Rumsey, Alberta. As you can see, the wheat's all coming up pretty good. It's pretty even. You can start to see some pretty nice rows now. Basically anywhere from 2 to 3 leaf on the wheat. I'm starting to see some weeds coming here, so I'm probably only about a week and a half or 2 weeks away from having to spray this field, so it's looking pretty good. Now hopefully we can get some of this rain that's forecasted for the next couple days. I'll sure help it out. So the wheat's really starting to pop now. It's been a couple weeks since I did a video of it. I'm starting to see lots of weeds coming, so tomorrow I am going to hopefully spray as long as the weather is good. Today is pretty windy. You can see most of them are quite developed, so they're definitely mature enough to be sprayed. So yeah, tomorrow these guys are going to get sprayed, and they're coming up pretty good. They could use a drink, but they're surviving. So it's pretty much fully headed now. A lot of them are starting to show flowers on there. So the little white pieces on the heads means that the wheat is flowering. So it's doing pretty good with all of the moisture this year. It really came up nice and even, and seems to be staying pretty green. I think wheat might be the Cinderella crop this year. It's looking really good. I know that wheat isn't always the favorite crop for a lot of guys out there, because it's can be pretty tough to market a lot of years, lower pricing and stuff. I guess it's easy to market, but just not for a great price some years. But I've always enjoyed it. It's been a staple on our farm for as long as I can remember, and it seems to survive the drought years quite well. So it does pretty good in a year like this, where we kind of went a little dry towards the end of the season. It still yielded quite well and still pencils out pretty good. And like I say, I do enjoy harvesting it. It's a great crop to combine. So here's some of my farm kittens that were born just about a month and a half ago, but they're hanging out in the shop here to stay out of the weather and stuff. So yeah, so I was gone the last week or so ago. I went on a little holiday, so I thought I would share kind of what I saw when I was away, and that was kind of the reason why I haven't posted anything on here lately. So yeah, so I thought I'd share kind of what I saw. So yeah, so my wife had planned a holiday to get away, and I didn't think I would be done harvest in time. So I was pretty thankful that things worked out, and I was able to get a ticket and go with the family on this little trip here. Got to see some nice parts of Maui and hang out and go to the beach a couple days. And we weren't gone for very long, but it was still nice to get away from the farm and maybe recharge a bit. So yeah, it's beautiful in Maui, and I'd recommend it to anybody. It's pretty cool. And then we got to go out to Kapalua golf course, which was awesome, and saw Tiger Woods' locker and got to stand in front of that, so that was pretty cool. got to see like a PGA course, and the locker room was pretty awesome. It would be nice to have in the Trochu golf cart. We went to just about 4 or 5 different beaches, I think it was. This one was pretty cool, had some good waves for surfing, but not very good for just hanging out in the water. A couple of them are a lot better to just go into the water, and we definitely got to see some beautiful ocean, and it was a really fun trip. The weather there is just amazing. It's like highs of 30 degrees Celsius and lows of like 28 degrees Celsius. So, and the sunsets are pretty awesome, and lots of countryside to see, and lots of beaches, and it was pretty cool. The water there is awesome. I just love the water. Oh yeah, and the local wildlife. These guys like waking you up at like 6 in the morning there. So this beach we went to, and we just hung out on the beach underneath the umbrellas because the water was way too wicked to go into. The undertow was pretty crazy, but and then out for the walks at night, the sunsets were awesome, and it was lots of fun. I really enjoyed it. It's one of those things you have to recharge once in a while and just get away and take time to hang out with the family. So it was pretty awesome.